It's a very exciting time to be a wrestling fan.
If you're in the business of making money, it would behoove you to be a safe and inclusive space.
Whether you agree with what someone is saying has nothing to do with his right to say it.
What's up, y'all? My name is Devontae, and I sacrificed my time so you don't have to. Miss me? I wasn't gone that long. I don't believe I was gone that long. It didn't feel like I was gone that long, but apparently I was gone for about a week. I said some naughty words to a particular wrestler, and some people took offense to that, and they went under their way to go report me, which is fine. Look, that is you doing your due diligence to try to get rid of me. That's fine. I broke community guidelines. They had a timestamp. They had proof. They had an example. I did the did. I did the did. And you know what? That's my bad. That's my B. That's my mistake. Not because of the words that I said. I do not apologize for the words that I said. I will never apologize for the words that I said. But more so because I let myself get caught up. I got caught slipping. I gave you guys my mouth as a fish, and you hooked it, and you reeled me in, and you got me. You got me. I got. It is what it is. I will tell you this much, though. I will very, very much going forward be very, very careful with my words. I always thought I was careful with my words before. I'm definitely going to be careful now, because the best way to get at you people who are so easily offended and you want so badly for me to leave, the best way to get at you is to hit you, and you not having anything, no tools within your arsenal to do a goddamn thing about it. But with that being said, do you guys like the new setup? You guys like the new intro? This is what it's going to be going forward. And actually, I can't think of a better way as far as giving you an example as to what's going to be happening going forward. As to this, I'll be leaving links in the description box, but if you want to do me a favor, go ahead and look at your screen right now, because this is how we're going to kick off this new era of the Devontae Rackley, the slash millennial schmuck channel going forward. Check it out. Apparently, we have a lot of stuff to cover in regards to this subject right here. So again, check out the screen. Look at your screen. So apparently, there's a little bit of a situation happening at the moment with a Miss Bianca Belair that I'm aware of in regards to seeing what everybody's talking about in social media. But I made it a point to not read any articles, to not look at anything, to get an in-depth analysis on the narrative of what I'm seeing going around right now, circulating right now within the wrestling community, because I wanted to read it with you guys to be as shocked and as appalled to the racist remarks that are being made about Bianca Belair. So let's see. Bianca Belair has experienced remarkable success in her career. Regrettably, she has also faced racist attacks from individuals. In response to these incidents, Belair received support from fellow WWE superstars, demonstrating solidarity within the wrestling community against such hateful actions. Bianca Belair is renowned for bringing strength, speed, flash, and flair, they spell flair wrong, to the WWE universe, and she has accomplished a lot in the business. Well, actually, did I spell flair wrong? Maybe I'm the retarded one. I don't know. She is a fan favorite for good reason, especially for all the non-WWE things she does. A promo photo of Bianca Belair alongside Rhea Ripley and Cody Rhodes made its way online ahead of WWE 2K24's release. The aforementioned post was riddled with racist comments towards Bianca Belair, as the racist haters wanted her gone from WWE. In light of this blatant racism, WWE superstars such as Ivy Now, Big E, Michin, and more came to support Bianca Belair and stated just how valuable she is to the WWE family. And some of these posts, let's see, this is coming from, I have no clue. It's everything, okay, Bianca Belair is everything I strive to be in WWE. All three are the most, what? All three? are the hardest working and influential people in my life. And she probably means the Rhea Ripley, Cody Rhodes, and Bianca Belair posts. To know all of them, who cares? I don't care. The women in this industry face the regular barrage of racism and misogyny from fans, and for far too long, you cannot diminish their light. You cannot erase their contributions to this industry. Heart Bianca Belair, heart. Let's see. I don't know. Okay, what did they say? It is simply deplorable that Bianca Belair has to deal with such blatant racism all the time. And we certainly hope such miscreants will be punished for their hurtful remarks. Oh, okay. Mission said, heart Bianca, heart. Ivy Now was the one that had like the little post. Apparently she believes that they're inspirational because, you got to kiss ass to get to the top, am I right? Let's see. Biggie says the women in this. Oh no, he was the one that said that originally, right? Oh, okay. So what was wait, I got the tweet right here. So wait, I'm assuming this is one of the examples of, the, racism. Let me see. Let's see what it says. Bianca doesn't belong, but guess gotta have a black. Let's see. He's clearly racist as fuck. Damn white folks want to be, so bad. That's a racist comment right there. That's blatantly racist. The two on the left, yes. Bianca, absolutely not. Let's see. Is that it? Is there anything else? I'm pretty sure that's the context, right? I'm just gonna assume that's the context going for it. So there's multiple things I can say about that. You know what? You know what? There are actually two ways you can look at this. You can absolutely call her racist if you want to. I can see it from that perspective. And honestly, I can understand where people are coming from if they want to look at it from a racist standpoint. I absolutely see it from your purview. I can see it from your eyes. I can see it from your little daggers. The only problem is there are two things wrong with that statement that I know some of you guys who aren't like me, terminally online, and you're around so much political stuff all the time that I don't blame you for not knowing this, and honestly, I don't blame you for not caring. So we'll take it from a wrestling standpoint first, just because I know that's a little bit more relatable to you guys. When you're pushed in the way like Bianca Belair is pushed, you're going to get backlash. That's just the facts of life. That's just the way it works in professional wrestling. Whether you're a Bianca Belair, whether you were a Cody Rhodes, who's also on that pick, if you go look at his AEW stuff, whether you look at a John Cena, it just happens. The more they push you, and the more the fans feel like you're being pushed down their throat in comparison to other talent that they like, that's just going to be the way that it is. Okay, let's just get that from a fundamental standpoint down pat, because this whole thing that's happened to Bianca Belair, it's not as if she's the first, and I hate how people are playing stupid to the fact that they're believing that, not even believing, it's like they're going out of their way to ignore the fact, or they know, but they're just that mischievous and devious, and they don't want to think about the fact, purposely not thinking about the fact that, hey, this happens to multiple superstars who happen to be in that position that Bianca Belair currently is in at the moment. So let's push that out of the way. Second thing, trolls. Folks, can we stop pretending as if the internet doesn't have a bunch of trolls? Now, for the most part, obviously, these trolls are very, very bad people. Very, very bad people. They are not nice people. But that's why they're trolls, okay? They're anonymous for a reason. They're on the internet, keyboard warriors for a reason. That just happens to be the way that it is also. We talk about Bianca Belair within wrestling culture. Now let's talk about internet culture. That just happens to be the way that it is. And honestly, if that's the context as far as the photo that she's using in order to, Ivy Now that is, or whoever posted that, if that's your example of the context of what's being said about Bianca Belair, I mean, goddamn, that's tame as hell. That's really, 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 really tame, honestly. And to be quite frank, and that's what we're going to go to now as far as the political thing is considered, I don't think you guys really understand, how do I put this? I don't think you understand how racism works as far as rhetoric is considered. Now, were there anything that they said about her immutable characteristics in the sense that, I don't know, like, how can I put this? She sucks because blah 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 blah. She's terrible because blah 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 blah. That right there would be racism. But to point out something that they look at as far as being like, well, okay, there might be a situation where that's super duper obvious. No, that's not racism, okay? That's not racism, okay? You look at stuff like affirmative action, for an example, in colleges and whatnot. You can look at stuff like that and you can say to yourself, like, well, okay, you're racist if you were to bring up affirmative action, even though it's clearly right there in your face. It's not to say that Bianca Belair doesn't deserve to be up there. She absolutely does. But, again, just looking at the current climate right now at the moment, and I don't expect actual racists, people who counteract with something that's legitimately racist. Like if you say something like, oh, we all know why she got picked, because blah 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 blah, and then they counteract with, well, you racist mother, that's why you white folks, and then they actually say something legitimately racist, not seeing the irony in what they're saying. I'm not talking to those people. There's no getting through to those people. I'm talking to actual sane people, legitimately sane people, okay? No, that's not how it works. With Bianca Belair, they're probably just saying that. Actually, that is why they're saying that. They're saying that because they feel that her accomplishments this year does not merit her to be in that position, right? In comparison to Cody and Rhea, the real wrestlers, because they really had to go through everything and they have all the background and all that. So whereas Bianca Belair is just a woman, for an example, who did track and meet, and then she got to the top after being in the business for like maybe 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, just in WWE alone. That's how they're looking at it, right? And then you combine that also with the fact that they feel like, hey, WWE put her in that position because they wanted a token. That's not me saying it. That's what I'm just explaining how they're probably looking at it. And you combine that all together, and they're looking at it more from an entitlement issue, more so than a racial issue. Again, if that photo that I just seen right now is any representation of the context going forward as to what we've been seeing or what the hell they're talking about overall, if that's the example, because I mean, there are multiple things that you could have used as far as pointing out an example that could have been horrendous. If that right there explicitly is your only example, right? As far as the broad narrative is considered, no, that's not racism. That's just people looking at Bianca Belair from an entitled standpoint. And it's not even to say Bianca Belair is entitled, because she's not. She had to bust her behind just no different than anybody else had to bust her behind, okay? In my opinion, if this is anything else, this is more of that whole elitist type of thinking when it comes to professional wrestling fans. The whole, if you don't wrestle on the indie for a bunch of years, you don't deserve to be in that position. And it just muddies the waters a little bit also, because they have nothing as far as the wrestlers, as far as the fans who are outraged over this. They have nothing when they can just never leave it specifically at the race issue. Because again, as far as optics look like, if you don't dig past the surface, because this is kind of your mentality and this is just the way you think, I don't blame you. People are going to probably think that I'm upset about stuff like that. I'm honestly not. As long as you didn't do something that's just outwardly evil, or like you're doing something that's like, for an example, oh, well, I'm going to purposely, or I will say that I think they are being manipulative as far as, the action in regards to pretending as if this hasn't happened to other wrestlers in the past who happen to not be black. And I do believe there's a manipulative way that you could probably look at it, as far as saying, like, not just that, but also the fact that, and this is what I'm going to talk about now, that you're bringing in other buzzwords and to conflate with the race argument. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just the race argument, because again, I can see it from your perspective optically if you don't follow this kind of stuff, or if you don't care for this kind of stuff. But when you're bringing in misogyny, that's just ridiculous. Like, especially if that's your example right there. Because how are you going to say misogyny when you're pointing out that the two on the left, didn't that post say that? It said the two on the left, Cody and Rhea, right? Last time I checked, Rhea's a woman. Like, it's not misogyny when they're kind of excluding just specifically Bianca, right? And again, if you want to look at it from a perspective of them being racist, like I said before, one more time, optically, I can see where you guys are coming from as far as why you would believe that. Personally, I think it's more of an entitlement issue. I think they're just saying black because they feel WWE picked someone who happened to fit that position in the politically charged climate today. And, this is just their way of following the political trend, because politics right now is a downstream the culture. And Bianca Belair just happens to be at the right place at the right time. Right? And they feel like that position right there is a token position, and it all comes right back to entitlement. Now, specifically, her being black is a bad thing, but her being black is pretty much taking away opportunities for everybody else who they feel is better suited for that position, is what they're trying to say. Again, I completely disagree with it. I think these people are morons, but I don't think they're racist. And I think you're kind of overstepping your boundaries. And I think people are going to probably bring up examples like, Devontae, look at this. Look at this. It's like, I can't take you seriously because, again, you just move the goalposts and you're probably going to find some unknown account with 0 followers and like an eggplant emoji. And you're expecting me to take a troll account from this person who has absolutely no influence. You expect me to take that seriously versus the amount of people that I've seen, actual people, legitimate people in positions, higher positions, people like Mustafa Ali, people like what's that dude from Maximum Male Models, whatever his name is, the guy who used to wrestle in Saudi all the time. Him. I guarantee you, someone like a Sami Zayn. I don't have to look far for a Sami Zayn. I guarantee you, anybody who has that type of mindset, people in positions of actual power, not power in the sense that they can actually make a change in the world, but power in their position when surrounded around the people who are engaging with the content that is pretty much their forte, right? That kind of power. These people are explicitly calling for the extermination of a state of people who happen to live there. They're explicitly being, because that's my thing. I don't think personally that they're being racist, right? I don't think that they're being anti-Semitic at all. I think that they have a belief as far as their own country is considered, and they feel like their people or their allies with said people or their religious people, as far as the connection is considered, they're being harmed. And I don't think that's anti-Semitic in any way. But going off the logic of wrestling fans, as far as how they're talking about the Bianca Belair situation, well, if you can make that logical leap with Bianca Belair, then if I were to call out Sami Zayn for calling out, let's say Mustafa Ali for instance, because I don't want to say Sami Zayn, even though I'm 110% sure, like completely beyond belief, understand that he most likely posted something about this. I'm going to say someone that I absolutely know said something about this with Mustafa Ali. And Mansoor, that's his name. If they can explicitly make comments in regards to how they feel about Israel, which is their right, I don't think they're anti-Semitic at all, and you don't call them out, but you look at the Bianca Belair situation and you reach so hard that not only do you have to use the race argument, but you have to use the misogynist argument when the context and the example being posted by some of you is a person personally saying, don't bring Rhea Ripley into this conversation. We're specifically focusing on Bianca Belair. Then I can't take you seriously, nor do I take you seriously. Again, I'm not gonna get a bunch of, Uncle Tom here, you're gonna come here, Sambo, all this other stuff, the people who so badly, racism is bad, unless, you go against our narrative, and I'm gonna show you what real racism is. It is what it is. There's no appeasing these people, but I couldn't think of a better way to come back just to kind of give my thoughts on this situation. How do you guys like this whole new setup? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. And if anything else pops up later on today, I'll be talking about it. Otherwise, I'll be seeing you guys during the SmackDown review. As always, deuces, P.I.s.